Hello, friends. Welcome. Happy Sunday. I hope you've had a great weekend and that you're all ready for the holidays if you celebrate them. We have had a pretty lazy weekend, and that's okay. I think later today we're just going to go driving down some dirt roads and watch some football and just relax. And Dalton doesn't go back to school until the second week of January, so we don't have to get up early around here. So hopefully we'll have a couple of relaxing weeks around here. Dalton has not been feeling too hot. He's got a little cold, so hopefully I don't want to catch it. I don't want to catch it. All right. So this video is going to be bread and butter what sold again. So between $15 and $50 mark, stuff that is out there that is definitely easier to find. It is more prevalent. And if you find it, I would pick it up. I will tell you how much I paid for it. I will tell you where I found it and how long it took to sell. And there's some good stuff in this video. And then on Wednesday, on Christmas, I will be doing the last of the ornament research videos for this year. It will be a $300 point one, so a little bit lower. And then on Friday, we will do a high dollar what sold. So that's what we've got coming up this week. Let's go ahead and take a look. All right, so this video, I'm not going to show any Poshmark or Mercari because I showed them on a video I did Friday, and there haven't been a ton of new sales. So we're going to just do eBay this time. I'll jump into the back door so you can see our numbers, and then we'll take a look at over 20 that have sold. These have all sold in the last week. All right, so I'm recording this about 2 in the afternoon, so kind of midday. We've had a few slow sales days. You can see here today we're at 169.76. For the week, we're at 2,800. For the month, we're still barely over that $20,000 mark. I hope to hold it. Not sure if we'll be able to or not, because typically Christmas Eve, Christmas, New Year's Eve, New Year's are slow. So not sure if we'll hold it. We're going to try our best. And then for the last 90 days, we're at 45,000. So you can see here, 311, 269, 183. We had a decent day on Wednesday. Tuesday was amazing. Tuesday was over $1,000 day. So, I mean, we did have a couple of higher dollar days that made the week decent, but definitely lower than we would like. So let's go ahead and take a look at what has sold to make up some of that $2,800. And I want to clarify, this is not everything because it would take me forever to show you everything. If you want to follow my eBay store and check out my sold, you're more than welcome to. We do not hide anything, but I just simply do not have the time to show you every single thing. But I'm going to show you some highlights and stuff that I think you should know. First up is this vintage Germany Mercury glass ornament. This one sold really fast. This one sold in under a week for full price at that $29.99. And this was in an auction, or not an auction lot. It was in a lot off of Facebook that I only paid $100 for a ton of stuff. I've already shown you a bunch. This is all profit. So after those fees were about $24 profit. And here you can see, this is actually really little. This is only 3 inches and very fast sale on this one. Next is this green marble vase. So this one was listed back in July. So about 5 months to sell. This one sold for $34.99. And it's just a plain green marble vase. So this is really a good sale. I'm only a couple dollars in. And it's actually over a $28 profit. And 5 months is not too bad. So you can see here, it's not branded, nothing. It's 7 inches. So watch for marble because they're actually quite a bit of different marble items will sell very well. And you typically can get these pretty cheap at the thrift stores. Up next was another pretty fast sale. This one was listed in October. This is an Intimate Pleasures women's long robe, size 22-28, floral paisley, black and pink. And accepted a best offer of $30 on this one. Picked it up for $1 at the thrift store. So about a $24 profit. You can see here the Intimate Pleasures tag. When I was putting this listing up, you see the 22-28. I was like, is this a typo? I was thinking that one of my girls might have mistyped. It was not. I've never heard of a 22-28, but that is what the tag says. So that's what we put. And this one was a good sale on $1 buy in 2 months. Next up was a very, very fast sale. This one sold in only a few days. This is a Hallmark Baby's First Christmas Ornament, 1998 Sleeping Bear with stocking, $20 sale. I'm $1 into it, and it's about a $15 profit. So check your Hallmark ornaments. Most of them are going to be worth less than $10. So what I would suggest with those is lot them up in lots of 3, similar for like $25. And if they are worth over 15 each, I typically do list them by themselves. Next up is one that took a long time to sell. And by a long time, I mean it took a year. But it sold for a best offer of $28, and I only paid $2. So it's about a $20 profit. It's a tiny little ornament. It didn't take up a bunch of space. Watch for MMA stuff. There's a lot of MMA, which is Metropolitan Museum of Art. Their jewelry sells very, very high and very well. So watch for them. Here you can see the MMA there on the back of that. And that is what you want to look for. We did zoom in and show it a little closer. So it took a year to sell, over a $20 profit. I did send out an offer of 50% to get this gone. Next up is another really fast sale from that same Facebook Marketplace pickup. So again, all of this is profit. This sold for $24.99 for full price in under 2 weeks. And of course, we are listing at the right time right now with Christmas. I talked about this on the last video though. These will sell year round. They will sell year round, list them year round. They're going to sell better now. They will sell good in January. So if you have ornaments, get them listed. These are a great $20 profit in under 2 weeks. Next up was another fast sale. This one was listed in October, so under 2 months to sell. Another dollar thrift store find. So if you don't know, I have a lot of thrift stores near me that have clothing for $1, which is where this came from. Listed in October. This is a Tommy Bahama Island Zone men's Supima cotton polo shirt and full price. Beautiful, beautiful sale. You can see here, it does say Island Zone in the Supima. We did put that in the title. So Tommy Bahama used to be really high selling. Now it's more of a bread and butter, but it does still sell pretty decent for us. Up next is one that did take a little bit longer to sell. This one sold for a best offer of $17.49. It was listed back in July, and this is another dollar pickup. So there are quite a few dollar pickups in here. If you're lucky like me to have those dollar clothing stores near you, definitely keep an eye out and look at the nightgowns, the robes. I typically look at the men's shirts. I don't know women's that well, but check those. So this one's a $15 profit. You can see that Merville there. Really, really cool robe. And look at this. This had a bunch of damage and it still sold for $17. Somebody could probably hem that because it's actually down there on that bottom. So all they would have to do is hem it. And I would anticipate that's probably what they are going to do. Up next is another fast seller, and that is a pair of Merrill. These are women's henna espresso sandals, size 6. If you guys don't have these feet, these feet are perfect for displaying sandals. So I'm really glad I got them. I'll pop a link up top for these. So these Merrill shoes were listed last month. So they sold in a month. They sold for full price at $29.99. Pick these up at the thrift store for $5. So they are about a $20 profit in a month. Not bad. And again, I love the feet because they hold the shoes true to form. Look at what they would look like without the feet. So definitely get these feet if you sell sandals. Up next, this one took a little longer to sell. It was listed back in September, so about 3 months. Not horrible. Sold for full price. So this is a set of 2 vintage green and teal Blinko candlestick holders. They are 2 inches tall. Got these at the thrift store for $10, so I did pay up. They sold for $40. So they're about a $22 to $23 profit. They're small and they sold really fast though. And I am a sucker for Blinko. I pick it up almost every time I see it, and I've done pretty well with it, even with the clear pieces. Up next, this one is North Face and took about 8 months to sell. So North Face is not always fast. It's not always really big money, but it is decent for us. And this one did sell at full price at $38.99. I picked this one up at a yard sale for $5. So it's about a $27 profit. You can see there the TNF Apex, and we do have that in the title. And we did put the size by measurements because we could not read the measurement tag. This one was a size medium. So it took that 8 months, but still a really, really good sale. Up next is one I'm really proud of. It did take 6 months, but I picked these pandas up for $1 each at the thrift store. $2 into a full price $49.99 sale, over a $40 profit. Plush is so easy. Look it up and check it. These are decor. They are from 1979, and it was called the Potbelly Panda. I did find that out by Google. So I looked these up while I was in the thrift store. I Google lensed them because I saw the 1979 and the decor, and had seen another one sell at that $40 mark. I wasn't sure if the smaller one was decor, so I just picked them both up because they were only $1 each, and then I lotted them up together. Up next is another really, really fast sale. This is a Kate Spade Peacock Floral Universal laptop sleeve. This one was from the designer buyout that I did. So this is one of the ones that I don't know exactly how much I have into it. I did pay $5,000 for the whole lot. This one sold for a best offer of $40 in under a month. And it was brand new with the tag. So this one's probably going to be a Christmas present. You can see it was originally $110, and really, really fast sale on this in a month. Definitely watch out because the Kate Spade stuff will sell whether it is new or used. I would say used, this probably would have went for about $35. Next up is another of the few that took longer. This one did take a year. This is a classic Hispano Suiza 1924 tulip wood clad torpedo framed poster. This one did sell for full price at $34.99, but it took a year to sell. Took a long time. It wasn't in the best condition. I only paid a couple bucks on an online auction, and it didn't have glass, so it wasn't super hard to ship. We do use TV boxes typically to ship our art, and this one took a long time. It's not really big. It was 14 by 11, but not a small piece for sure. However, this is probably something, if I found it cheap, I would pick it up again because it's flat, so it's really easy to store. I spoke too soon. There was another one that took a year to sell. This is a Marines hat. Paid $1 for this. It did sell for full price of $17.49 though. So it's about a $14 profit, but it took a year. So sometimes with hats, they can take a little bit longer. We typically kind of stack them in together so they don't take up a ton of space, but I pick them up when I can find them for $1 if I think they'll do well. This one I thought would sell faster than it did, but it did not. So sometimes that does happen. I just like cursed myself. This is another one that took almost a year to sell. This is a Pier 1 Imports Holiday Forest Festive. It's tea lights. There are 30 tea lights, and they have this cute little gift box here that you see. And these did take a year to sell, unfortunately, but they sold for full price of $27.99. I got them basically for free and like a garage sale lot, so I figured what the heck. So they're about a $22 profit. Took forever to sell, but when you get stuff free, as long as you have space, sometimes it's okay to let it sit. Up next is a set that sold for a best offer of $35. This was listed back in May, so not too horrible, about that 6 to 7 month mark. A little bit longer, but the linens, that does typically happen. And these I picked up at the thrift store for $5. So really not a bad buy into 35. It's about a $27 profit. But again, it did take a little bit longer to sell. I love tropical stuff. I love the beach. So I tend to gravitate towards that as well as Southwest stuff. And for me personally, it is important to sell stuff that I like. I do sell some stuff that I'm not necessarily interested in, but I definitely like picking up stuff that I am interested in. Next up is the winner for the longest sale. This one took 2 years to sell, but they're tiny. They're little tiny Monopoly pieces, and they sold for full price of $20.99. I think I got a Monopoly game and the board was all messed up, so I just listed the pieces, and I got $20 out of it. I think I paid $3 for it at the thrift store, so it's about a $15 profit, but it took 2 years to sell. Up next is another thing I love to pick up, and that is throw pillows. This is a lace doily Victorian throw pillow, 18-inch, and this one was listed back in April and sold for an offer I sent out of $18.19. I picked it up at the thrift store for $2, so it's about a $12 to $13 profit, and it did take a long time. So beware when you're picking up the vintage pillows and linens, they can take longer. Here you can see the 100% cotton, and I'm happy with it. I love picking up pillows, but they are very bulky and take up a lot of space. So if you don't have room, pillows are probably something I would stay away from. Now, you could take the cover off of the insert. I personally do not do that. I tend to sell them with the insert, but I know a lot of people that take them off and sell them just as the covering, and then that would take up a lot less space. Next up is another fast Hallmark sale, and that is this Hallmark keepsake ornament, 1995 Lego fireplace. I did put Christmas gift and kid. This one sold for that full price, again, $14.99, which is about the lowest I'll list these Hallmark ornaments without lotting them up. I paid $1, so it's about a $10 profit, and it sold in under a week. This was a very, very fast sale. Next up is a little Kachina doll. This one took about a year to sell. Kachinas are very hit or miss. They either sell really fast or they take a long time. There's really no in between. So this one took close to a year. It did sell for full price of $41.99. I paid about $5 for this one, so it's about a $30 profit. And here you can see the photos. This one looks like it's small, but it was actually 9.5 inches. So it actually was a little bit bigger one. And $41 is not bad. Typically, I get between $40 and $70 for the regular ones, but I have sold some Kachinas over $200 as well. So definitely check for these. Look if they're signed. If they are, try and find the artist so you can find a better valuation. Next up is a really neat vintage banquet tablecloth. It also had 5 napkins with it. This one was so cool. It was a folk art horse design, and this one was listed back in July, so it took about 5 months to sell and sold for a best offer of $41.99. And that was one I sent out. There you can see the napkins. This was a really, really beautiful, beautiful piece. It did take a little bit longer to sell, but I got it for $5, so it's still over a $30 profit. Up last is this Polynesian tropical hibiscus beach combers, yellow Hawaiian floral scarf. This one is 31 by 67, so a pretty big scarf or wrap. And this one was listed back in April, and it sold for full price at $19.49. Picked it up at the thrift store for $2, so it's close to a $15 profit. But again, a little bit longer to sell. So 8 months to sell, but $15 off a $2 buy is a pretty good profit for me. All right, my friends, that was everything. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what your favorite thing is, or if something caught you off guard. As always, I really like to know kind of what items you guys are interested in seeing, because I do sell a lot. So I do have to kind of pick and choose exactly what I show you. So again, you can follow my eBay store if you want to see exactly everything we have sold. And That way you can filter to sold and just scroll through. I know a lot of you check it out and also see what we're listing that's new. I appreciate you watching. Again, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful holiday season, a very Merry Christmas with your family, and I will see you on the next one.